Welcome to the channel. We're your hosts. My name is Quentin Horton,
And I'm Aaron Curry.
and this is
Secrets
Secrets
to
to
Sexy.
Sexy.
All right, guys, welcome back to Secrets to Sexy, episode 9. Wow, this is crazy. We just keep going, keep trucking through. So today we're gonna unpack the journey of online dating and how emotionally exhausting it can be.
Right.
You go from messaging someone and getting some constant conversation to just boom, done. You deal with ghosting, you deal with, connecting with someone or matching with someone and then never even having a conversation. And you're just like, what am I even doing this for, right? So we want to explore like the burnout that comes from that, what that looks like, and how you can typically, once you go through that so much, you might deal with like lack of confidence. You might start losing confidence in yourself, lack of intimacy, lose hope. So we want to talk about those things, how to fix some of that, and how you can find what you're looking for without having to lower your standards. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So, I like to always go into story time right away. So I was just talking to a friend maybe 3 or 4 days ago, right after the launch. And she was telling me how it feels like she's been on 847 dates. And like because she's been single for 8 months. She was like, I feel like I've been on 847 dates. And I was like, that's crazy. I think that's a bit dramatic. But then I started thinking about it and processing it. And I was like, oh, that does make sense because when you're dating, you're doing just that. So when you're like on an app, you might be having 9, 10 different conversations. Mm-hmm. So just because you're not going on a physical date doesn't mean you're not dating.
Right.
You're asking the favorite color and what's this and where do you work and what do you do for fun? But with like 10 different people at once.
Right.
Do that over 8 months, it's probably gonna feel like 847 people.
Yep.
So I get it. It's just it can be exhausting, and it's just like, between what do we have? We have Tinder, Bumble, Raya, Hinge, which I like to call unhinged because those are the people I connected with. Crazy. But you have all these different apps and opportunities to meet people. It can become really exhausting, and it's just like it's become less about dating, in my opinion, and more about everything else. And it's like you're left. Oh, match with this person and then blocked. And like that's the game. It's like you're playing a crossword puzzle with your heart, basically. So that's what I feel. So I think this is gonna be a cool episode to kind of dive in and tell people like don't lose hope because you can find like one of my best friends found his wife on Tinder. Another person I know found like Tinder. And Tinder is the one where you like
When you're not trying to find a
not
wife,
trying to find
a freak.
Everything.
Everything.
But yeah, he found someone. I have a friend who found her man, and so it's the intentionality behind like you can look anywhere and find something good. That diamond in the rough, but it is exhausting. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about online dating.
Absolutely. Dating fatigue is real. And just the key word that you said is intentionality. I think intentionality is sexy. A lot of times people are just looking for distractions. They just want to feel entertained for the night, not looking for, necessarily something sustainable a lot of times, even when they think they are. I think sometimes people are like, I'm looking for the one. But when you encounter like dating fatigue, you kind of do a wash, rinse, and repeat. And you don't really truly in your subconscious believe like this is the person that's going to lock in.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people operate like that, like that.
Right.
And so it's a real thing. But as far as like the process of dating apps, typically what happens is, you download the app and then you fill out this profile, like it's going for an interview. Then you find a hot chick or a hot dude. You talk to them for 2 or 3 days. They ghost you. You get frustrated. You delete the app. And then next week you realize you still want connection.
Repeat.
And then you rinse and repeat. You re-download the app. Let me try this shit again. See if it's just rinse and repeat, and you get fatigued. And then every time you get rejected, because I don't think human beings are necessarily designed to get rejected on a regular basis. That's why sales is so
Sales
hard.
is a tough gig if
Right?
you're not made cut for it. Like,
Yeah. But dating is essentially sales. You're trying to
selling
sell yourself to a partner potentially, and most of the time you get rejected, especially men.
Yeah.
So what starts to happen is through this dating app, as you feel rejected through ghosting and all the other stuff that happens, it can start to wear on your self-esteem. You're like, am
Absolutely.
I?
You start second guessing
Because
yourself.
my reality is not matching with what I think I am. So am I?
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
It's real talk.
And we're not having this conversation so like you lose hope, but it's just the reality of what the scope and the landscape of dating looks like. And I think that it's I don't want to say dating's hard, it's an epidemic everywhere, but it's gradually like moving outside of LA. Like it's very, very, very tough in LA, but I'm hearing from friends that I have all over there, like, no, dating is tough everywhere because social media is the culprit, man. You just see everything that you have access to and you're like, well, I'm gonna wait and hold out for that. And that's not necessarily the most healthy mentality. You should be looking for something that is meaningful. But dating online is so hard because it's like you have 97 dry conversations and then the two guys that say, hey, beautiful, and nothing else. And it's like, what am I supposed to do with that? So you just get tired, you know? And then even like when I was on Hinge, I would look and it would just be the same like insert from every woman. They would either talk about Apollo, and say, oh, I love your dog, or something about my physique, or there was no substance to any of their first like initial conversations with me. So I think that's the problem with online dating is like, how do you find substance in like a fake world, basically?
Right.
Which is why you were talking about before, like dating with intentionality should be old school. Like you gotta just go out and meet folks. Like we've tried the online dating, and some people have had success, but like if you're not having success with it, what's the definition of insanity? Is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. And like I think that not everyone is built to meet someone online. You know what I mean? Like it's a different, like you said, not everyone's built to be in sales.
Yeah,
it's
that part.
very hard. And you're selling yourself, but through text. Like I'm a writer, right? So I was like, I could finesse some stuff and get my point across and build myself up and give you the real me with my words, because I'm very intentional with the way I write and the words that I use in a text message or whatever. But not everyone has that skill set. So it's like if you can't show the real you in a 10-minute text dialogue or a quick note, like people might be missing out on the best version of you or the best part of you. They might not ever get to see that.
Absolutely. I mean, and then also I feel like people get so desensitized because how do you have a conversation of substance with no rapport?
Right.
You can't say like, so, how long have you been on your spiritual journey if it's not in your profile, for example, right? So it's always going to start off very, shallow and surface level. And then when you see a lot of the same things like, hey, beautiful, hey, beautiful, hey, beautiful, and stuff like that, after a while, there's no way to discern like who should be taken seriously, So I think with the optionality that's around, and then also with the shallow conversations, you can't even, people are not even focused enough to get to a conversation of substance. And then also, if you try to jump into those conversations too soon, it's almost like, hey, like, wait
we've
up,
talked
you're
about that
moving way
before.
too
It's
quick.
like, why are you asking me all this right now? We just started talking. And love is not supposed to be this way. Like dating is not supposed to be or feel this way. It's supposed to feel natural and fun and exciting, and it's now sales. It's transactional.
Yep.
Dating has become transactional. It's more about, okay, what do you do for work? Where do you live? Who do you know? How many followers do you have on social media? How tall are you?
Yep.
What do you, you know what I mean? It's all of those things. It's none of the things the intangibles that we talk about on this show. It's like, it is all the aesthetics. Like, your social media aesthetic, who you know, who you're 6 degrees separated from, like, and that's not what it's supposed to be about, but that is what it's become. It is very transactional and sales based. And like, if that's what you're looking for, that's the season you're in, then by all means do it. But if you're looking for something real and you're not having success with online dating, don't exhaust yourself to a point where you don't think there's good people out there that exist for you, I guess would be my advice. Like, don't keep doing it and get to a point where it's like, there's no good men out here, there's no good women out here. And it's like, there are, but you're online. And I just feel like if you continue to do the online dating thing, yes, you might get lucky, as I know some people that have, but really your success is contingent upon how someone feels about you that they don't really even know, right? It's like they're gonna look at your profile, look at the 6 pictures that you put up, digest the conversation that you guys have had over a few days, and if they're not intrigued or inspired to keep getting to know you, it's just next, boop, peace. You know what I mean? Like that's really what it boils down to. So if you want dating to feel that cyclic, then cool.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I have been single now for a couple of years, which is crazy, but I know that when I'm ready to date someone seriously, I'm gonna have to go back out in the streets.
Yeah.
It just is. I say streets like
sensational. And that's the word you're looking for.
I'm using that word
See,
loosely.
for the
Not like
streets.
no.
He told on himself.
No, but like I'm literally gonna have to hit the pavement. It's like it's sales again. It's like door-to-door sales. It's like I'm gonna have to go out and have dinner and go, you know, to events and networking events and things like that, because I don't really want to meet someone online. They're not getting the real me. I'm not getting the real them. At least when you have a connection with someone in person, like you can feel the energy and you know if it's authentic or not.
Right,
like,
right.
Through online, you're like, you're just saying what you think the person wants you to say. Like you can't really do that as easily in person. Yeah. In my opinion. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's an interesting dynamic, because if you're heavily influenced by like your career choices or like what's next for you, or you have big goals and things you want to accomplish, and you don't want to give that much time to dating, that's the easiest outlet. Is, let me just get on this app or this website and see who's matched with me. Mm-hmm. And it's just not as healthy of a process. Right. So I mean, and I'm speaking from experience, and again, this doesn't relate to everyone, but like in my experience, I've not met the most healthy people online. Right. Because it's almost like a rebound. Yeah. Like when you break up with someone and then you just go to the next person real quick to get over. That's kind of how I feel like online dating is. Like people are on there to rebound and find someone to make them feel better or to fill the void that they have. And it's like, if you take the time and meet someone authentically and do it in person, it's like it's gonna feel different. It's not gonna feel as fake and as what's the word I'm looking for? It's not gonna feel as fake and orchestrated. Yeah. Right. You just because like I even see, like I have some friends that be like, look at my profile. What do you think about that? Like you're getting advice from me on how to present yourself. Right. That's crazy. Your ego, if you really think about it, like that. Exactly. Not even your real self. Not even your real self. You want me to tell you that you're putting the best foot forward. Like just put the real foot forward. Yeah. And that's what I like about dating someone or going out with someone in person or meeting someone in person is I see I could see them, or maybe I saw them, not like on some Joe Stalker stuff from you. But like maybe I was watching them for a few minutes. You know,
did you have a black hoodie on, black hat?
No, I just a little hat. No, but like maybe I watched this woman for 5 minutes and I saw how she treated the bartender and how she responded to tension, how she treated other men that were coming up to her, how she conducted. Like you can't get all that from having a conversation in a little text box and telling people what your favorite color is. You can't. So that's why, like, that to me is the best way to really get the authentic person that you want to get to know. Everything else is just like it's the fake shit that we see all the time. Like you're just trying to get the attention of the other sex and hope that the pictures you put up reel them in. Right. Yeah. That's all you're doing.
I think that nowadays connection is more like customer service. Like people are looking for customer service more than connection. They're thinking about what can you do for me more than, and we hear this a million times, what you could bring to the table. It's like people are triggered by the table these days.
Yeah, man, that table conversation.
You say table, people start flipping over tables. It's like, but the truth is, like, we do sometimes have a tendency to always look for what we want to procure versus like, what is the elements that I can bring to this person that would prove me valuable? Yeah. Another thing I would say is, I always ask the question, like, is dating, like when you say these are the type of people online, is dating online a true representation of people in society in real life? Because these are real people in real life. This is not like, I think they said 70% of people or more are online dating. So that's the majority of people.
That's crazy.
In our demographic. So we think it's two different subsets.
Yeah.
But is that just where society is at, where there's just a bunch of people rebounding, trying to fix something not fully healed, like a little mentally, not there? Is that just where we're at in society now? Because I would actually argue that that's probably closer to where we're just at right now as a society, and they just happen to be online, applying.
That's a good question. I say yes and no. I think it's like if we're gonna go out and it's like let's go to Joey's or let's go to Castellina or wherever, like I'm gonna put on a fit and be fly.
Yeah.
But like if someone just catches me out, like I didn't expect to meet up with anybody, and I'm just out, you're gonna catch the real me.
Right.
And so you don't really get the real person because they're put the best foot
They're
forward
buffered,
online.
yeah.
There's a buffer. So it's like I don't really know what I'm getting. I've had female friends talk about guys who are like saying they're 6'3", 6'4", then they meet them and they're 5'10", 5'9".
Jake Paul, fuck off. You are not 6'2".
So it's just like you don't really know what's real online. You just have to take the word that are put in front of you and hope that they're real. So I think, yeah, that's who they are, but not really.
Yeah.
It's who they are with makeup. It's who they are with filters.
Right.
That's why I think going back and doing it old school, if you really want something organic and real, is to just meet someone through real connection, like in person or through a friend, or like my last relationship, I had a friend introduce me to her.
Yeah.
And it was great. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, I don't know, man. I know that the online dating is convenient, but nothing's ever gonna beat the real thing. Like all this AI talk is like, cool.
I would say, to your point, if you meet someone in a natural element, it's more organic. You get to see them even before you approach them, like their behavior, how they treat other people, how they move, their aura.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge thing about online. You don't get to see people's aura.
Right.
That's a real energy. You might not be able to visibly see it, but you can feel it.
Absolutely.
And people get to mask their aura online with what they say about themselves.
Good and bad. It might be good aura that they're masking or bad aura that they're masking.
Yeah. So I think that's true. However, I will say, if they are lying about themselves online, if they lie about their height, their weight, what they look like, what they do for a living, and their behaviors, then, let's say you didn't see that profile, but you met them in real life and you got to see the real them, you would find that they are not secure with themselves anyway, and they lie in real life about other stuff. Like, I think if you were willing to lie about how you look physically, which can be proven to be false,
Sure.
how many other lies are you telling, about the things that people can't see, right?
Yeah.
I remember having a friend, she was dating this guy, and he lied about his age. And it wasn't about a year or two, it was like a 7-year difference.
That's crazy. Older or younger?
Younger.
Okay.
Because she was a little bit older, and he wanted to, he thought that she wouldn't take him seriously.
Yep.
And it was just like, well, if he would lie about that,
What else would he
probably
lie
lie about a lot of stuff, because that's not that big of a deal.
That's fair, but here's what I'll say to that to push back.
Okay.
And from my perspective, it's like, look at like the landscape of trying to find a job now. It's so competitive.
Yeah.
And why is it competitive? Because AI exists now. So people can literally go and alter their resume to be aligned exactly with what the company is looking for. So how many good candidates that actually have better experience, have been in the workforce longer, actually know their shit, are getting looked over because the younger kid knows how to go in and change his resume around to be what needs to be seen.
Right.
So it's like, is he bad for doing that, or is he good for doing that? I don't know. It's a little bit of both. Be smart enough to know, like, okay, in order for me to get looked at, I have to make these adjustments to be seen.
Right.
But then on the other side of that, you have people that maybe are, that are older or don't have the know-how to do that and are getting passed over, but they're the better candidate.
Right.
So that's how I look at online dating. It's like you might tweak something small, whether it's a big lie or a small lie, but because it's so competitive, you're like, I have to get a look, and then I'm gonna try and sell them in person. Right. It's like it is because it is sales. Like salespeople lie all the time. Right. And then they get you on the hook, and then they tell the truth if they have integrity. They might twist the truth just enough get that phone call or get that demo or get that meeting to get you on the line, and then you go through your presentation and you're like, oh, I thought you said, it's like, oh yeah, you know what, I'm sorry, I misspoke.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a huge lie. It was enough just to get them on the phone, and then you give them the real. So I feel like that's what dating is like, especially online dating. You have to sometimes manipulate small things or put the best angle because maybe, you know what? Speaking of angles, so this is 10 plus years ago. I'm on Tinder because I'm supporting my brother at the time, and we get on, I'm getting matches, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. Why not?
Okay.
And so matched with this beautiful woman, and this is when I was living downtown. We're supposed to go on a date, and so I'm downstairs at the where my guy that lets everybody into the building, talking to him, and you could see on the screen when people are walking up to the door. So it's me, my brother, and him, and we're talking about the date and whatnot. And this chick starts walking up to the building. Now, this woman, respectfully, is probably about 80 pounds heavier than her picture portrayed her to be.
Oh, she catfishes. Okay.
100% catfish. Is catfishing lying, like being you are who you are, but like you've exaggerated, or is a catfish like a completely different person?
It's both.
It's both?
I think it's both.
Okay.
If you portray yourself to be 140 pounds and you show up as
220.
180 pounds and you know you look different, but you knew 140 pounds would get him to get the look,
exactly.
that's catfish.
That's catfish. So I was catfished officially. And so she walking up and they started laughing. They were like, "That better not." And she started looking around, so we knew like, this is her.
The one,
And she came to the door, and I was like, And so she came in, gave her. She's like, "Aaron, oh my God, so nice to meet you." And I was just like, man. I looked at my brother like, you know what to do.
Run the play.
Run the play. So
Sweep the legs.
we ran the play. But I was a gentleman. I took her out for a couple drinks. I had a nice conversation. But at that 20-minute mark, got that phone call from my brother.
Right.
And I was like, oh, emergency, I gotta go.
Yeah.
But like, that's unacceptable. That type of catfish or that type of manipulation is completely unacceptable.
Right.
Saying you love all animals and maybe you don't like cats, and you don't want to say I hate cats, so that people you don't deter women that love cats. Like, is that lying? Is that manipulation? I don't know. You know what I mean? So it's like it's easier to deliver the information that might not be as well received in person. So I think that's why online dating people manipulate some of the stuff, is because they just want to get it. They just want a chance. And I think that's why so many people online manipulate their data. Is because they just want to get they just want to get a chance. They want to be seen. They want to get an opportunity. And it's like, it is competitive in all aspects of life for musicians and for actors and for producers and getting movies made, for dating, for getting jobs. Everything is just so hyper competitive, especially in LA, that people are looking for creative ways to be seen.
To market themselves.
Do
you think that the more these people get rejected, if their like self-esteem is not in the right place, the more they start manipulating? Like, let me just change this, let me change that because I'm not getting the looks.
I think people are tired, not of dating per se, but like of performing. And trying to match and meet the standards that they think other people have of them, instead of just being authentically who they are. And if they're received, they're received, and if they're not, they're not. But I think people are tired of that aspect of dating, and we're coming to a precipice. I think, and we'll see a shift in a lot of things, but particularly dating. Like, we'll see a shift in the way people date in the next couple of years, because it's just not sustainable to keep doing it this way. All these apps, all this access, all this fakeness, all the swiping is just like, it's all about ego, and that's not the way you build connection or rapport with anyone.
I agree 100%. And I also feel that I think that we'll be a part of this dating change. You talked about some ideas.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
It's definitely going to be good ideas to bring people together. But I feel that, they lose a part of the authenticity aspect of it. And sometimes being authentic doesn't always make you more marketable at first. There's a layer of authenticity where it's not the sexiest version of you. It's also about exploiting your vulnerabilities. But I feel like an emotionally mature person, first of all, we're emotionally mature and spiritually mature enough to already know. We know you have vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
I'm just want to see if
We
you're
all
going
do.
to admit it
Exactly.
to yourself. And if you admit some stuff, this is how I trust people.
Yeah.
Well, take the air quotes out of it. This is how I trust people.
Yeah.
Tell me about the things that's not good about you. Like, admit some stuff to me.
Yeah.
And when I see that you're not trying to put on an act, then I'll kind of lower my guard. I'm like, okay, this person's trying their best to be genuine. Doesn't
Right.
mean you tell me everything.
Of course.
But you're like, I want you to know some things about me that I've been working on, that I'm not perfect at, and know that I am working on these things. But if I feel like you're selling me like you just the highest thing smoking, I'm like, nah, it's a red flag.
And what you just said is why I think online dating doesn't work as good as it could and should, is because people know that they have to put their best foot forward.
Yeah.
So they're like, I can't really be authentic because if I say, I cheated on my girlfriend 3 years ago.
Well, I'm not gonna date this guy. He
I'm
just
not
showed
gonna
me that
date-
he's not perfect.
But he
Yeah.
could have changed. He could be different.
Right.
Or whatever the case is. Like who wants to lead with the bad stuff?
Right.
So you're leading with the best of the best, but the best of the best probably isn't who you genuinely are.
Right.
You might have those character or morals or standards for yourself, but doesn't mean you walk around that way every day. So it's
Yeah.
like I want to see how people walk around every day and make my determination off that. And that's why online dating is so quick and why it burns out so fast and why the messaging stops, because you realize, oh, I don't like that, and you don't give it a chance because there is no relationship yet. There's no rapport, and you're hyper judging someone that never had an opportunity to show you who they really were.
Right. I
Yeah.
agree.
So it's tough. That's why it's tough to do online dating. You're FaceTime. Maybe you get to the FaceTime point, and it's like, okay, this person looks the way they look and stuff, but it's still like you're putting on a front.
Yeah.
And look, this happens when you meet someone in person too. Like you're still gonna try to be the best version of yourself, but it's way worse, I think,
Right.
online. Right.
Definitely
you
more
chose the
embellishment.
best pictures you had. You chose the best things to say. You're trying to be as witty and as funny as possible. You're trying. This is like that's not who you really are. It's a snapshot of the best parts of you that no one walks around like every day anyways. So we've talked a lot about like what's wrong with online dating, but I guess the $1 million question is like, how do you reset without becoming bitter or emotionally unavailable? From my perspective, I think that everyone needs to give themselves a little grace because dating is just hard in general. Like even when it's good, or if you meet someone organically in person or online, whatever it is, and they seem great, like it's hard to sustain. It's hard to date. It's just not easy.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing is that people need to realize it's not always, and with dating at least, it's not always about what you want. It's about what you need.
Yeah.
And I think that so many of us, me included, and you've seen it, is I want that.
Yeah.
She's cold.
Yeah.
Look at her body. Look at her smile. Look at her teeth. Look at the way she walks. And it's like, but I probably need something different because has any of that worked for me in the past?
Right. Right.
It hasn't. So it's like reassess, reevaluate what has not worked for you.
Yeah.
It's everything you're trying, and you're still looking for that same version of everything that's never worked.
Yeah. Yeah. That's real.
If you think about it, like you're looking for the 6-foot guy with abs that has this and makes 6 figures, and it's like, cool, that all sounds great, and like you want a successful partner, but like that particular person you've been going after for the last 5 years, and you're still single.
Yeah.
It never works.
I swear, I've
So
been saying
why
that
are you
so
still
much.
going after the same type of person?
Yeah. I've been saying that.
Go after what you need.
Yeah. And
That'd be
here's,
my advice.
and here's the deal. I've been saying that so much. It's like, so far, anyone who's single has gotten it wrong every time.
Exactly.
So when you think you have a type, apparently your type is not really the right
It's not
type.
your type.
So
It's a type.
Yeah, it's a type. It's the marketable type that catches your attention,
Absolutely.
catches your eye. It looks sexy. The package is dope. But when you open up the package, there's a bomb in there. And you're like, oh shit, it blew up again. It's like, yeah, you choosing the same package. And so I think sometimes, like you said, to your point, choosing what you want versus choosing what you need.
Mm-hmm.
Choosing what you need doesn't always look as sexy
Yeah.
on the surface.
Absolutely.
But when you open up the contents and you start taking everything out, you're like, oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Oh. There's layers to people's personality and aesthetics. So I think a lot of times we focus on that surface package so much. What's on paper? Oh, he has the job. He has this. Okay, that's perfect because we're thinking about the story that we want people to believe about us, right? More than how you want to feel inside of the relationship.
Yeah.
So I think and that goes for men and women, I think that sometimes we care more about how much we like someone more than we care about how they treat us.
Right.
And I had to really revamp that or reverse that in my mind because for a long time I was going off of how much I like somebody, but I wasn't evaluating about how do they treat me. And those are two separate things. Sometimes we try to tie them together and they both matter.
Yeah.
You do have
They
to
do
like
both matter, for
the
sure.
person, but when you put how much you like a person, like their attributes above how they make you feel, that's where you go wrong. And so I think sometimes what you need is the treatment, how you feel inside a relationship more than the story that it looks like because of how much you like them. You're like, oh, he has this, and you're showing that person off, but behind closed doors, he just doesn't treat you like that queen or she just doesn't treat you like that king that you feel you deserve. So just finding a healthy balance because the ego cares a lot about what other people think, but the spirit is like, no, I need to feel right about this. So
Absolutely.
finding that balance.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. That said, I have a few recommendations for you guys that I think might help with the things we're talking about. One of them is just like going on a connection fast, like not just from apps and not from like dating, but like attention, seeking attention, needing attention, and sit in silence again. Another one would be like go back to real authentic conversations, like go to Whole Foods and say, hey, how are you? How's your day? Like flirt, but not with an algorithm, like just naturally flirt. And another thing would be like reevaluate your profile that you're putting forward to these strangers. Like, is it actually you or is it a representative of you? Like really let that sink in and think about that. So that's my little tidbit of advice.
I like it. I think it's in alignment with something that could be a little more effective for people building that connection with themselves. Because that's another thing too. I don't think people notice that their aura goes down when they go through the cycles of dating and rejection, because what starts to happen, and I've seen this a lot of times, people energy gets a little negative, where when someone does approach them, it's almost like they expect things not to work out. You ever see somebody with that energy of just like, who are you?
All the time.
Instead of being open enough to be like, I'm warm to everybody, and then until you show me that you're not what I think you are, I'm gonna keep my energy good.
And that's the burnout piece I was speaking to earlier.
Yeah.
Like my friend feeling like she went on 847 dates. Right. You're burnt out. And all of those 847 experiences, none of them panned out, so they were all negative to you. And not that they were all bad, but to you, nothing panned out. So it was 847 negative experiences because you didn't get what you wanted. So it's like burnout. So at a certain point, human nature, you're gonna be like, I'm tired of this, man.
Yeah.
And that's the energy that they're walking around with. It's not that they want to be mean or want to be bitter or want to be have that type of energy, but it's like they can't help it. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I gave my best for the last 8 months, and nothing happened.
So then
I
they
got
show
nothing out of it.
Yeah.
So that's I get the frustration. I definitely understand the frustration.
And then they don't realize that they're showing up through the door as a 6 instead of a 10. And then wondering why they're not getting results. You're so burnt out and fatigued from dating that you kind of just go through the motions, and people can feel that. They can feel when you're not 100% present. They can feel when they're not really being valued. It's more like, let's see how this goes kind of energy. So I think, resetting to your point and like getting back that connection with yourself allows you to reset your energy, refuel yourself to come back and be present. Because I think sometimes just being present makes a huge difference when you're dating someone. When somebody really feels like you really came here for me.
Yeah.
Like you didn't come because I'm just another guy that you fix your prototype. You like really like look at me in my eyes and like, yo, like tell me more about your family.
Right.
Tell me more like these deeper questions that shows that they're truly invested in you as a human being and not about what you do for a living or how tall you are and stuff like that.
That part. And I will say something, I want to piggyback, as your word, off what you were saying. When we were talking earlier, there was something you said that resonated with me. You were like, for women specifically, like if you like a guy, then show interest. Like it's okay to show, like yes, we're the hunters and I hunt very well, but like
Yeah.
I love knowing that a woman is interested in me. Like, say, hey, you want to go to a movie? Hey, let's go to dinner. I want to take you to dinner. I want a treat. And 95% of the time, if it's a real man, he's going to end up picking the tab up anyways. But it's the effort that you put behind trying to facilitate something because, again, with the way the world's set up now and the way social media is and the burnout and fatigue that men and women are experiencing, like, you don't know what someone's gone through or like what they've dealt with for them to get to a point where like maybe they're afraid to approach someone or don't know how to, or maybe they did the other day and it went disastrously. So you're like, well, the man's be coming to me and it's like, we don't know how to talk to you.
Yeah.
Like perfect example. I was at Joey's with the homie the other night and no, we were at Casalina and he was talking to this girl, chopping it up, and they had pretty solid rapport. So he was like, hey, can I, get your number? I'd love to take you out to dinner. And I was expecting it to go like great. And she was like, I'll give you my Instagram.
What?
Yeah. And I looked, I was like, X that.
There we go.
Because that's the sign that you're not really into me. Like you want to you give me the Instagram. So it's like, but then fast forward, I saw a dude ask a chick for her Instagram and she was like, ew, what real men would ask me for my number? And it's like,
oh, wow.
Now buddy's confused. Like, this woman said, I asked for her number to be direct, and she said, I'll give you my Instagram. And then you ask for Instagram from another woman, and she says
too indirect. That's another thing. There's no rules to the game.
There's no rules to the game. So, like, if there's no rules for us, there's no rules for y'all either. So if you're interested in a man, take the step and let them know. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Y'all want equal rights, be equal then. Like, tell us, because we don't always know. We don't always pick up the signs. We're not mind readers. And, like, we want to approach, but, hey, sometimes it can be very difficult. I mean, and you could be dealing with something, or maybe you just going through a breakup, or the way this man's approaching you reminds you of another man, and it turns you off immediately. There's so many subconscious triggers that men and women have, and then you attribute it to, she's a horrible person, or she has bad energy, and it's like, no, you just reminded her of something. So sometimes a man, it's not that we're afraid of taking that risk or being turned down, but like, that gets exhausting too.
Yeah.
And I've seen my friends go through, and it's like, damn, I thought that was going good. And she's like, and then eventually you're just like, well, you know what? I don't really care.
Right.
It's got to fall on my lap at this point.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to keep going through it. Like, go back to sales. You don't want to have 100 no's to get to the yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the yes feels great when you get to it, but it's like, but mentally, you don't want to go through 100 no's to get to the yes.
Right.
Like, no human
No one wants to go
to do that. So eventually the man's gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna just chill.
Yeah.
I don't know what these women want.
I gotta go a little bit deeper down the rabbit hole. I wasn't planning on bringing this up, but there is an epidemic going on right now, and it's the natural conflict between men and women.
Oh yeah.
So the way it works is like this, and this guy said it, this is a little raunchy, and then I'm gonna clean it up.
Okay.
He says, guys are looking for the best bang for the buck.
Okay.
Get where I'm going with it.
Understood.
And girls are looking for the most buck for the bang.
But that's so accurate.
Right. So the natural conflict between men and women is women are looking for a man that provides the most financial, emotional safety and physical safety for as less energy as possible.
Yes.
I.e. sex.
Yep.
Men are looking for a woman that's the most accommodating, typically sexually, for the less amount of resources because we care about money and time. We're not trying to spend all of our money just to get someone to respect us, right? No. I think sometimes women have a natural conflict with that where they feel like, oh, you're not a real man if you're not paying for that. But what if I have financial goals? And in women, there's a natural conflict of interest. Yeah. You got resources versus men wanting to have sexual freedom, and respect and all these things. And there's a natural tug of war between that. That's why women are like, hey, we can get together if you pay for this, this, and this. And the men are like, yo, I'll deal with you if you give me this amount of sex and do it in this way. It's a natural conflict that happens. But I think part of the issues that's happening right now is women have become more successful than ever. And it actually is trending that women will out-earn men by 2030.
Wow.
The average woman will out-earn the average man. I don't know if you know this, by 2030.
I actually didn't know that, but it makes sense because they're not finding what they want in men, so they're putting their energy in that. So
in
they
their
can
careers.
be as successful in their career as possible so that they can attract what they think they want. But to your point, once they get that success, like the type of men that they want are gonna have to be on their level or above it.
Yep.
And for the men that are on their level or above it, we want the freedom.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, I'm not, like you said, it's a double-edged sword. It's like, that's tough.
So it's like,
You know?
just to summarize it real quick, most women in Western society believes in hypergamy, which means like you have to make what I make or beyond what I make in order for me to even consider you as a partner. Doesn't matter if you're spiritual, doesn't matter if you're kind, smart, loyal, communicative, all these other leadership qualities. How much money do you make? If you don't make more than me, then you're off, right?
We've heard that soundbite from Shirley,
Yes,
and that
and we'll
really,
get to that.
It really pissed me off, but that's,
Yep.
yeah.
We'll get to her
Yeah,
later.
yeah,
There's a young lady that brought up this concept about if the man made less than her, then she wouldn't even consider him. We'll save that for another episode. But what I will say is, when you become the elite as a woman, you're a top 1%, you're left with a top 1% man.
Yeah.
And I think what women don't understand about most men, 97% of us at least, when we gain more power, we're doing it to have more freedom.
Yeah.
And we don't want to step into a situation of confinement, because when you are a woman of that level, that usually comes with a lot more rules. If you think you're elite and you're like, man, I can have anybody, so when you get with me, it's got to be this, this.
And that's fine, but just know if you have that subset of boundaries and rules, you're shrinking your 1% pool to an even lesser pool of men. And we kind of went off on a tangent, but to bring it back full circle, it's like, if you have those types of rules, then you're just trying to find what you want. You're not trying to find what you need. That particular young lady that we'll address in another episode, she wants what she wants.
Right.
But the man that makes, doesn't make $2 million a year or whatever she makes, and maybe he only makes $100,000 a year, or $150,000, whatever it is, he might be what she needs on paper.
Yes.
But she's like, no, I'm here, so I want this. You want what you want, as opposed to what you need, which is what I was talking about earlier. Stop going after what you want and go after what you need.
Yeah.
Find a partner, not someone that just fits the mold of what you think you should have because you want it. It's like kids that want candy all the time. Like, they want to eat candy every day, all day, but it's like, that's not what you need. It has no nutritional value. It's not good for you. I think they throw tantrums and do all the things, and it's like, do parents fold?
Right.
No, because it's not what they need.
Yeah.
Same thing conceptually.
Absolutely. And I will say this, and this is an epiphany that I had recently. If you find a partner that has everything that you want, then what value can you truly bring them? Because part of a relationship is, I'm bringing certain things to you that you don't already have to take you to another level that you would not be at without me. So if you meet the guy that is the multimillionaire, got the looks, got the this and that, there's nothing you can really bring him that he doesn't already have access to. He has access to beautiful women, millions of them, actually. So your looks is not going to be what takes him to the next level. However, if you meet a man that's on his journey and he's trying to get in his purpose, and you help him find his purpose, which is women's job for men anyway, according to God, not according to me. I didn't say this, God said it. So you're able to contribute to his purpose. Now you have value. And
even if it's just keeping him focused on the purpose in that journey for however long it takes him to get there, like, that's a huge value.
Yes.
I'm not out in the streets trying to find, I have a good woman at home. I'm cool. She keeps me focused. That sometimes is enough.
Yeah.
But
you meet a man at the top of the mountain already.
I'm at the mountaintop.
There ain't much you can really do for him at this point. He has to just decide, I just like this person enough to do that.
Exactly.
But it's not as common as people think it is.
Yeah, it really isn't. Because the women that man attracts now and would want now, they're a dime a dozen.
Yep.
And I hate to say that, but it's the truth, because there's so many beautiful women in LA and everywhere in the world now, and social media gives you access to all of them.
Yep.
Can't fly women out anymore. Thanks, Diddy. Can't fly women out anymore from all over the world. But they can fly themselves out to these men.
Right.
You know what
fly
I mean?
yourself out, and we'll find out a compensation reimbursement method.
That is
a
legal.
workaround. That is legal.
No, but all jokes aside, like, it's like a pretty woman is. Quite frankly, I don't even want the 10 anymore.
Yeah. For real.
Because the expectations that they have are so asinine. It's like, I'm not dealing with that.
But
even though I can give what they want, I don't want that pressure.
You're not making my life easier.
You're not making my life easier. You're making it harder. And I worked my ass off to get to where I am to make my life easier.
Exactly.
So it's common sense.
That's a good point.
Before we continue, this episode is brought to you by mentalhealthcards.com. Trust me, these aren't your average affirmations. These are conversation starters, whether it be for you, your family, friends, spouse, kids, because sometimes the hardest part of healing is knowing how to talk about it.
That's real. And the thing is, these cards are actually a gentle, non-invasive way to actually open up without feeling like you're in a therapy session.
Exactly.
They're sexy, they're smart, they work.
All right, guys, so here's your sexy homework for the week. Very simple, 3 easy things. 1, log off the apps. And I'm saying all of them. Raya, Tinder, Hinge. Don't try to be, oh, I'm off Hinge, but I'm gonna stay logged into Raya because you gotta get approved. Right. Log out all of them 1 week, that's all I'm asking. 2, journal those feelings. What did it make you feel like? Did you feel anxious when you got off? Did you feel relieved? Is the pressure gone now? Because it's like, okay, now I'm able to sit in this silence and feel what I need to feel and recognize what I need to recognize. Yep. And then lastly, ask yourself, am I dating because I actually want to date? Is there intentionality behind me dating? Or am I just dating because I'm afraid to be alone?
That's real. That's real. You really have to ask yourself that question. Yeah. And then also don't feel, down on yourself because you've been having, dating fatigue or dating frustrations. Just know that's the generation that we're living in right now. These are the times that we're living in. Things could get better, but what I will say is you have to start, instead of seeking validation, what you need to do is seek alignment. A lot of times we're looking for that validation. We're looking for that perfect person, that Prince Charming or that queen. And we need to really start finding alignment with what it is we're really looking for spiritually.
I love that. That's really good, man. That's great advice, brother.
Yeah.
And listen, I'll say this too. Don't hate the apps. Like, they're not evil. They're not the worst thing in the world. But just know if they start making you feel overwhelmed or making you hate the idea of love, then that means it's time to log off.
Yeah.
And log out and get up out of there. And maybe it needs to be longer than a week. So, yeah, that said, this is Secrets of Sexy, where swiping is not mandatory, but knowing your worth is.
Make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, share with a friend, and keep it sexy.
Keep it sexy. Peace.
Peace.